Hey guys, so this session is dedicated to write the main lead of the track. And as you already know, there are many ways to perceive this main lead concept. But for me, most of the time, the main lead will be that melody that actually sits on top of everything and kind of presents that final say of the track. Now, those riffs and main leads and melodies actually can be found everywhere in the track. So, for example, where's the peak of the track happening, or maybe in the end of the track, for that extra emotion type of an ending, but anywhere else too. So, in this specific session, I will be focusing on where the peak of the track is happening. And before we get to the actual writing, I want to remind you two things. So the first thing will be just to keep in mind that actually not every track has a bombastic melody. And you know what, even sometimes, even melody at all. So it's not a must thing to have in the project, but personally for me, almost every track just gets to the point that it just feels right to write those long line melodies. And yeah, because it helps me to deliver my point and kind of the intention of the track. And if you remember, in the very first session we had, I told you that for me it's kind of the fun part, where I just start playing around a bit and let it flow out of me, improvise until I really come up with some nice lines that, kind of fit the vibe that I'm looking for that specific track. Now, second thing, I want to remind you that before you actually start writing, maybe take a moment, moment to yourself to think about the intention of the main lead. And what's really its purpose, is going to be uplifting, maybe melancholy. Try to have a vision, to aim for. Think about the atmosphere you wish to create. But don't do it with overthinking, just do kind of a quick zoom out. And for me personally, it helps me to decide things like, for example, what sounds I will be using, or is it going to be a fast roll or slow roll, or for example, what I'm going to emphasize more. So is it going to be on like downbeat kind of a melody, or more of a bouncy pattern? So, just have clear guidelines before you start, or kind of a point to aim for, and play with it until it feels right. So for this session, I already chose some sounds that I'm going to work with. For example, the one for the main melody, and a couple more sounds that I might use, or actually might not, I don't know yet. But when I will get to that point that I'm trying to add those sounds and extras and other timbres to the project, I'll try to explain you guys my approach and why I'm using and doing the stuff I'm going to do. And, kind of let you get inside my thoughts that you can understand better. And yeah, even though this track is only on its first stages, I already played a bit with those sounds and actually improvised a bit on the keyboard. And yeah, I have some ideas and a vision that I'm aiming for that specific melody. And yeah, let's do it. Let's check those sounds and write some stuff. Okay, so first sound I have is kind of a guitar, but more of a synthesized timbre. Check it out. A lot of room to play with the velocity and the timbre. I like it a lot. Really nice sound that, by the way, goes for the main lead, as you can tell. Now, yeah, when you're picking the sound for the main lead, try to think what you want to deliver, as I said before, what you want to say with that melody. And you can think with another direction, that is what you want the listener to feel. Yeah, it's possible too. Now, the second sound is a nice flute I found on Contact. Now, the nice thing that, except of MIDI notes and that you can play with, there is a articulation that we can work with that controlled by the polypressure of the MIDI keyboard. Polypressure basically is a MIDI command that triggered by the keys themselves, but it goes like after you press certain key on the keyboard. On some of the keyboards, you have another certain amount of pressing possibility that as you press harder, it's sending in higher MIDI values. Now, those MIDI values that calls polypressure actually controlling parameters inside the instrument. So, for example, I think what goes here is that the flutes gets more air pressing inside of it, and it sounds like this. Try to catch the smaller articulations inside the timbre. Really nice, really soft and gentle. Now, the third sound is actually not a single sound, it's some percussive mallets I stacked one above each other to get this nice timbre. It can be really supportive on the main leads. Now, I don't know if I really go with the, melodic lines, maybe more of rhythmic percussive one-shots, something like that, but I still don't know. It's a nice sound. I probably work with it. Now, usually after picking the sounds or the sound for the main lead, I'm improvising a bit on the keyboard. As I said before, just basically having fun. Sometimes it can be pretty quickly. And on the other end, sometimes I can find myself playing 2 days in a row, totally forgetting from the creation itself. Oh, by the way, if you have an instrument that you're playing on, so try to work with it, just for getting the vibes that you're searching. For example, for me, trying some ideas on the guitar first and then writing the MIDI notes, working pretty fine and I like it. Now, you heard the sound, so let me play for you the kind of melody start that I have in my mind with the track goes, and we'll continue from there. So this is the vibe. Try to record it. I believe I won't get it in the first or second take. So what I'm going to do is record a rough vibe, and then I'll edit it, and you will be able to see what I'm doing. So as you saw, I just quantized it to the grid. Let's try make another layer of this one an octave down. Or you know what, maybe instead of an octave, yeah, let's go with the octave. Take it down a bit. In this long note, I thought trying to do a articulation, you know, like pitching it down. So my pitch bend wheel doesn't work anymore. So let's do it manually. It's not as noticeable that I thought it would be, but maybe if I'll bring the velocity down, we'll get less transients. Let's try make it or do it on another track for that glide only. Bring it a bit outside with an OTT. Oh my God. Try something, maybe pitch it down a bit more with through the sampler or the simpler to get that you know, down sort of you know, swelled down effect. Yeah, I have something in mind, but yeah, I won't waste too much time on that one, but I'll give it a try, a quick try. And yeah, I hope to get it. Okay, I've got the audio. Let's open sampler, bring this one inside. Root note is on C. Nice. Legato. Filter I don't need. Let's bring up the volume. Get rid of those subs for now. We want to make it maybe 2 octaves here. Yeah, man, right now maybe I leave it like this, you know, without the pitch bend. And yeah, let's just bring it inside the mix.